It's 6 o'clock. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's the come up. Goo 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 goo. It's the come up. Ka 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 ka. It's the come up. Yeah. Like I said, that will continue to be the theme song until someone writes me a new one. So there we are. Hello, I'm Nick. Welcome to the come up. We have moved. The come up has moved. So please I apologize for any technical difficulties that happened tonight. I'm now no longer on that good Omaha Wi-Fi, and I'm chilling on that Chicago building Wi-Fi. So bear with us, folks, but it's gonna be great. I'm super excited. I have a really great friend here today. Her name is Beaufield, and she is a playwright. She is a performer. She is a teaching artist. She is a mom. She is just fucking fantastic. So I'm going to stop talking about her and I'm going to bring her on to talk about herself. This is Buffalo Baby. Hello, friend.
Hi.
I know you're like, you're lagging. The world's terrible. I know. We're just going to keep going. It's going to be great. It'll be
I
like,
was like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, this is fine. We had it back. We'll
I
just
know.
do it.
It's okay though. This is going to be like the podcast version until the camera decides that, that we can live our lives and we can be free. Anyway,
Free, free, I'm free at last. Ain't got a money, I'm free at last.
yes. See, that's a fun word right now, right? Freedom. The idea, the idea of going outside and being with
Our
people.
people have never had it. We'll never know it. It was good while it lasted.
That semblance of freedom that we thought we had tasted amazing.
That was a great 150-ish years. See you later.
Actually, speaking on that, I saw you make a Facebook post the other day, and you were like, I want to go shop for flowers. I want to go to the gardening center, and I want to shop for flowers. But I'm not because I'm supposed to be a responsible human. But I see all these people outside shopping for flowers. So what? Your question was like, are we making unnecessary sacrifices? Like, should we
Hmm.
not be doing? And that's. Do you want to speak a little more on that like whole concept?
That is how I was feeling like, I'm like, okay, our whole lives got shut down. I lost all of my gigs, my jobs, my shows that were happening for the next 4 months, events. I lost bank. I lost money. Okay. My children haven't seen their grandparents in 2 months. Grandparents are the most important people in our lives. Okay. And time is precious with them.
Yeah.
So that's cut off. My son's not going to school right now. We've got no play dates. We canceled an entire vacation in Galveston. Like, I'm only talking about me. And now multiply that by all the other people in the world taking this seriously and self quarantining and self isolating. And then, oh, to go to Ace Hardware Store knowing that I do not want to have to call and make an online pickup order because you like to see your shit yourself. But I get it. No contact. He puts it right in the back of the truck, backing it up, and we get out. Boy, when I tell you there were 30 to 40 people lined up, butt to gut, they had no space in between them, breathing on each other's necks, no masks. I couldn't believe it. I was, you people losing your minds. Like, why am I doing everything? Why are my kids giving up everything? I'm not even seeing my own mama. And you're just out here acting like it's May 20.
What a wonderful time, right?
We didn't know how good we had
We
it.
didn't know. We didn't know.
No. But it was just very frustrating because I feel like the people who aren't taking it seriously, I think it's fine to question certain things' legitimacy, but question it from your home with your internet. Because the people who aren't taking it seriously, like these folks out here, who with the "I need a haircut" signs or whatever, they're ruining it for the rest of us who are taking it seriously. This shit's just gonna keep rolling and rolling and rolling. because we're not working together as a team. And teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, seriously. Well, and to hear that, not to dwell on this for too long, but then to hear that there are now governors now that are like, let's open up, let's get this economy going. And I'm like, y'all, like, there are so many question marks that were around our economy anyway in the first place. So let's talk about the fact that go outside to keep the country moving and spend money, literally spend dollars that we don't have. Anyway, sorry. This is not.
They don't make you take an IQ or intelligence test to be a governor.
Ah! You heard it here on the come up, folks. We're just going to leave that one
I
where it
said it.
lies.
Brian Kemp. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I what I was gonna say, I was like, I can't say what I was gonna say, but you know what? It wasn't nice.
Listen, we're being nice. We're just gonna sip our drinks.
It
That's
was what I was about to tell Brian Kemp to do was actually shocking. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
ah, that's amazing. So Belle, I'm such a fan of yours because we worked together on Disney musicals at schools.
Yes,
That was
thank you
our.
for saving my ass.
Listen, and whenever an ass needs to be saved, I will show up and do the job.
I had a stalker at Disney.
Yeah, that was rough. But listen, but then we got to do Lion King. What a fun
Yes.
time! I think one of my favorite things about that program is kind of like teaching teachers how to do what we do, which
Yeah.
people think like people. I think the assumption is, oh, it's so. We were just talking about how like your friend, I was talking to someone about how your friend that's a chiropractor, you would never invite them over and be like, give me a massage. That's a good like, and they'll be like, pay me. But then for the arts, they're like, what do you mean? Like that's what you do. It's fine, right? And so they don't then see the steps and the work that went into it. So in that program, we got
Right.
to teach them how to do that while teaching their kids to do a show. But that school was amazing. They
I
just
love it so much, and I keep up with the teachers and the principal on Facebook, so I see how serious they take it. Like it is work for them,
yeah.
and they put so much into it. I think that's one of the highlights of their school year, which I love that we. I was talking about this in my interview earlier about the reciprocity of theater, and I love it so much. I was asked, okay, so you've written books and poems and all this other stuff, but why do you always come back to theater? And I'm like, because it gives back to me. It's totally reciprocal, and we get to teach these teachers, and we only have to be there, for our short of period of time, but they can really teach the next 20 years of students how to put on a show
And
or
other
put on a play.
teachers. Like they can
Yes.
keep it going forever. They know the skills to also teach how to do the thing. Really great
Yeah.
program.
I
Really great
love it.
time. So, kind of a segue into your work and this thought of reciprocity of theater. And you are an amazing playwright. I saw Red Summer back in uh, September, October. What month? I don't even know what months are anymore. But
Both of
when
those.
when I was in Omaha, I saw opening night and closing night.
Oh, yes, you did. And I was
And
like, how do I turn my phone off?
yeah, well, and it was funny because like I learned about the Will Brown situation. And I was like my sophomore year of college, and I accidentally found it when I was in a class, clearly not paying attention to what I was supposed to be listening to because they weren't teaching me
Mhm.
about it. And
Right.
so to hear that you were doing this piece that chronicled his life was just so amazing to me. And so what did it feel like to you to kind of give back to that story and bring it back to the forefront for a lot of folks in Omaha in this kind of reciprocal way?
Oh man. You know what? It honestly just felt like an honor. It was my honor to do that. Um and just to be a part of our whole team, and the actual writing of the show was very painful for me. I took a lot on emotionally, and I was pregnant at the time, so I'm just so grateful my baby turned out perfect. um, because I was really putting myself through the ringer to get it right. That was very important to me. But in the end of the at the end game, oh, I was just honored to bring that story, to have, you know what it was for me, Nick? It was like, eh, people can feel however they wanted to feel about the show, but to have the Black elders of our community come up and tell me how they felt, that's what mattered to me
Yeah.
the
Ah,
most.
it was just such a great play, and I don't know if I said this to you, but you walked into the Blue Barn space, which we love the Blue Barn. It's gorgeous, 100-seat theater in Omaha. Professional work, one of the consistently paying theaters in Omaha for every artistic staff member, which is amazing. And the work they do is always so amazing and so special. But like you walked in and you looked at that set, and it just felt like an event was about to happen. And I feel like it's so rare for a piece of black theater to feel like to get that thing where it feels like an event. Once you walk in, you're like, oh, this play is about to be a fucking play. Like this is a play. You know what I mean? Like we're about to
You
dive
know what?
in.
That was some of the best collaborative work I've ever had because I would be talking to Susan, my director. We would text all the time, and she would be up at like 3 a.m. dreaming about the set. And then Bill Kirby came in and he did these amazing projections, which I just felt weighted the whole piece. It grounded everything into one world.
Yeah.
And then Denise Chapman was my dramaturg, and she was like, just helping me shape that script and just take it home. And oh, I miss everybody. I miss my babies.
Oh. Well, but speaking of baby, there's a baby. It's our red summer baby. Who's
It's my
that?
red summer baby. Her name's Georgia Pearl. Very
Georgia
thick.
Pearl. Oh, she's so cute. So I mean, something I love about you is how like open and candid you are about your experience as a mother, in this digital age, in this COVID-19 world. So what has it been like? You have three very young children at home right now. What's that experience been like for you? Are you homeschooling? Are you just teaching through osmosis? Are you? For those that probably still
I'm
can't see the video,
drinking.
she just took a big slurp from her straw of her martini. So that's this is what she's saying.
I'm drinking, Nick. That's not okay. You know what? My babies are everything, and this has actually been good for me because I'm usually a do it all person. Very much like I dive in I'm doing a million things all the time, and then I burn myself out. This time, I'm just giving all of myself and all of my time to my kids, and it's not easy.
Yeah,
So, as hard as it is for me as a career mom to be at home with my kids full time too, I would even think it's harder for a mom who's not a career mom to be home with her kids all the time because
sure.
it's so easy to like lose yourself. I mean, like truly, when I go back to the theater and to writing, that grounds me in a place where I'm just Beaufield. And now with that removed, I'm so mom that I'm gonna have to go back to get. I got to go pull Beaufield back. I think that's and especially being so disconnected because I can't like just go to a show or I can't go to happy hour with my friends or have a coffee date brainstorm session. So so for me it's been great because I'm taking the time to just be with the kids and have it slow down. But it's also very difficult because I'm so used to having an outlet.
Sure, sure.
If you can hear one banging on the door
I do hear it.
right now, and he's not coming in. That's the wild one.
It's that
That's the
Oscar.
real.
Oscar.
Uh, Oscar, go to daddy. You can't come in. I'm having a party, and it's 21 and over.
I just
It's
love
ladies' night.
see this like moments like these like I just feel like I'm not in your house every day, but I feel like we're just kicking it and like you're being very candid about your experience and like the crazy stuff Shine says, like the prolific stuff Shine says. Shine is kind of a brilliant child, which is
He
amazing to
is.
me. But
He is
do you
amazing.
think that there are pieces of this experience that may end up in some work someday? Are you feeling inspired in that way at all right now?
You know what? so I had that question, a question similar to that earlier, and there's not going to be anything like the quarantine plague
No.
or COVID-19
No.
for me, but there are moments of things that have been happening that I am going to take into the future. One of the things is like, this is something I found fascinating through all of this is like, if you woke up tomorrow and found out you didn't have to work for the next 6 weeks, what would you do? And everybody is baking motherfucking bread and planting gardens. I'm like, is this what connects us as humans? Excuse me.
No, I feel
You
you.
know
I
what?
hear
Let
you.
me take a little commercial break.
Okay, we're taking a little commercial break. I do have some photos of some of the shows that Bo's worked on. Like I said, this is probably the podcast version of the show because you probably can't see me or hear me. But here is a little show image from Red Summer from this summer. It was a very beautiful, beautiful show. So that's a photo of Will Brown. For those that don't know, the Red Summer happened in 1919, and basically there were a lot of attacks that were happening against white folks around the country, and they were being pinned on black folks. The penultimate event was the arrest, beating, and lynching of Will Brown, which is something I didn't learn about for a long time. And then Beaufield wrote a play that kind of chronicled it. So I just want to show that photo because I think it's a beautiful photo. It was a beautiful production, and then give a little history because we didn't really get to talk about like the history of it before. We just went kind of into the conversation.
And
But
we're back.
Back to the Future. And our video is beautiful. Look at that. We're like,
Yes. Oh, you should have
listen,
reset
Oscar
that shit
saved
a long
us.
time ago.
Oscar saved us. That's what we needed. Oscar.
Come get me.
You know, it's funny. You were actually you were pregnant with Oscar when we were doing Disney musicals in schools. That's hilarious.
I have stayed pregnant. I have stayed pregnant, and you know what? I'm done.
This is it. You're over. It's over.
This is it. My fallopian tubes have been removed.
Oh, really? You're like done, done.
We're done. Let me say hi.
Oh,
You
she's
say hi.
so adorable.
Isn't she so
So
cute?
cute.
I was. Oh, there you go, camera baby. I
Hey.
was waiting on a girl, and now I got my baby girl.
And now we're done.
And now we're done. Her name's Georgia Pearl. She's named Georgia because my family's from Georgia, from the Peachtree, Georgia, Decatur
Yeah.
area.
You
And Pearl for my great great grandmother.
you have such a big family. Like you talk about extended families, you talk about the multiple, and then you're married, so that's a blended family. There's so much family, and there's also a big through line of family in a lot of your work. So, like,
Yes.
why is family so important, and why is that? Why do you think that's always like a central topic in the stories you tell?
You know what? Okay, so I've hated the idea of like when I was always getting pushback to write what you know, and I realized it's because I didn't know shit. And then one day I realized I was sitting on a wealth of what I know, like my family stories. Oh my God, the insanity of the people in my family, the love, the history, the traditions, and that connects me to you, to anybody else. You know, that's the one thing we can all come back to. Um, is understanding the family members, even if you don't agree with them, even if we don't talk to them, even if we don't eat their food.
Yeah,
We all have those people. I'm not talking to you.
I love it. Oh, and she's just
Um,
talking. She's like, I was
yeah,
liking that. I was on camera.
she hollering.
I love it.
So that and like my family is just so big and loud and wonderful, and we just get together and have a great time. We have so much fun. We've been on Zoom. We started to have family happy hour on Zoom every Sunday, and that just cracks me up because I'm like, y'all know Zoom existed before this.
Right? Right?
We could have been doing this.
Right? There's something so interesting right now of like, though we're separated, like everyone feels this need to be close. And so there are
Yeah.
people that like
Yeah.
that I haven't talked to in years, or that I just haven't we haven't been connected in that way, that like that I'm talking to, or that I'm talking to like, and I'm like, wow, like people are like, oh, I'm so sad I can't have this birthday party. But I'm like, girl, if you had this birthday party in a regular life, I wouldn't be here. So like, this is great. Like,
That is how I've been feeling. Yes. I'm like, I have actually been more social because I don't have to leave.
yeah,
I've been showing up to people's random ass karaoke parties and shit. I'm like, I would never have dreamed Ross do this.
for sure. So
I also had my drive-through birthday party last week, and I was bummed because I had this big plan for this big garden party. But you know what? I didn't have to feed nobody. I didn't have to drink nobody. I didn't have to clean my
you
house.
didn't have to clean nothing. Yeah,
I sat out in the yard. I twerked. I ate my little gifts. I drank. I blacked out.
happy birthday.
That's right. I ate too much cake, and that was it. I didn't have to clean shit.
That's what we need, is a party that we don't have to clean nothing afterwards.
I'm kind of about. There's parts of me that are about the pouring some money. Now, if I have my mom back and some feet and some travel, I'm good.
Speaking of theater and traveling, you're based in, but you workshopped in the upper room your play at the Denver Art Center, and then you were going to
Yep.
do another workshop of it in Omaha at the Great Plains Theater Festival, which was unfortunately canceled. And then there was a run that was going to happen at the Denver Performing Arts Center. So it's going to happen again. I mean, it's they programmed it. It's happening again at some point, right?
The run isn't canceled.
Oh, great.
So the run is still on, and we just gotta. That's why I'm talking about these motherfuckers to stay at home
Yeah,
so I can have my life back.
for sure.
Um, so the hope is, if everything goes to plan, the show goes up in January of 21, and but we were supposed to have a workshop in LA in July, so we'll see if that's still going on because plans.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to all the Lisa Vanderpump restaurants and bars
So, I mean,
and also work.
but but this, I mean, this play is very close and special to you. I understand. It's is it loosely based on your family? Like, is it kind of one of the closest things you've ever written to your family?
Let me tell you, when I wrote in the upper room, I was newly pregnant with Oscar. The show's about 2 hours. It's 100 pages, and I in 3 days nonstop. And I tell anybody who asks, who's going to say, but that show is what it is because I was completely visited by the spirits of my ones who have passed on to write the show.
Wow.
110%. Great Grandma Rose was in the house. Uncle Tootie was in the house. My grandpa was in the house, and my daddy was in the house.
Wow.
And and I know it was real because my husband, who's very white, very removed from the spiritual plane, he was like, something's weird in the house. Something's going on. What's happening? I was like, oh, my Uncle Tootie's here. He just popped in for a visit. He gonna be gone
He
soon.
helped me
Don't
write this
worry
play
about
real
it.
quick, and then he'll be on his way.
Yeah, and Rob, I just remember Rob being like, okay, okay, Uncle Tootie, be cool, be cool. And I was like, okay, this is lovely. So that is like the genesis of the play came out of nowhere. I literally went down to my desk. I was working on a different show, and I sat down and just, I mean, it was just like they were over my shoulder, tapping on my shoulder, in my fingertips, all of their voices nonstop. And my great grandma, who is the antagonist in the show, she died before I was born. But
Wow.
her way of being, her breath of life was so much bigger that I have heard about that woman like she's here the whole time.
That's
So
amazing.
I really feel, and I can't speak for everybody, but I do feel like for Black people, like the connection we have to our ancestors, to the ones who came before, is so strong. Um, and I'm not saying other people's aren't. I don't know about the life other people live, but I do know what I've heard um, is like when people say things like, "Well, why don't you get over that? That happened a long time ago." I never feel like it was a long time ago. I
Yeah.
never feel this in a way that time matters. I always feel that pain or that longing or that love very close to me. And like it's not a long time ago, it's my people, it's my mama, my grandmama, me, my baby. So I don't know.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I think it's real, you know, and it speaks about like this idea of generational trauma. And
Yes,
like people are
yes,
like it's a stereotype that like black people can't swim, but it's like, well, I think we have a reason to be afraid of oceans. Like that thing, like bodies of water freak us out. This idea of like a lot of black folks are afraid of dogs. Well, like historically, I saw them used against me like in very terrible ways.
yes,
So there's like this you know stuff that is hard to detach from who we are, and it's ingrained in us. It's not our fault. It's just our
yeah.
history.
Feel like I'm very close to that spiritual other sideness to the point where when I was a teenager, I was like, I don't want to see shit. I'm just trying to live my life. And at that point, I was trying very hard to be a white girl. So I was like, my friends don't see spirits, so me either. But yes, like I just feel very connected to the people who came before us.
Bo, this was lovely. Before you go, I want to ask you some important quarantine questions. What are you watching? What are you eating? What's the thing?
Ooh, I'm eating so many chicken nuggets.
I love chicken nuggets.
Right now I'm watching. I went through Ozark. Ozark was amazing. Um, Rob and I together are watching a lot of Hell's Kitchen, which
Oh
we love.
yes, yes.
It's trashy, but we love it, and we're gonna get a Gordon Ramsay cookbook and then make all the recipes.
Oh
But right now, like literally on my TV right now, I am watching a show called Why Women Kill. Have you heard of this?
no.
Okay, it's on CBS,
Okay.
and I, I'm not here for CBS shows, but it's CBS like app show, so they cuss in it,
Okay.
and you can get a free 30-day trial through your Amazon Prime membership, and it's worth it just for this show. This show takes place in the 60s, the 80s, and today, and it's all in the same house, and it shows you these crazy relationships of love, lust, polyamory, murder. It's so
That's
juicy.
amazing. Well,
It's
you heard
so
it
good.
here first, folks. On the come up, use that Amazon Prime, get you a 30-day free trial on CBS app, and watch Why Women Kill.
Watch that. Eat your chicken nuggets. I'm making bread, and I did build a garden, and I'm gonna. And I'm
Bo,
about to buy a swimming pool.
listen, because why not? We're gonna be home for a while.
I'm about to be home. I'm about to be like, I'm gonna make this the fucking Bel Air house.
Beaufield
I
there,
was sitting
everyone.
up road as the Prince of Bel Air.
Hey, hey, Bo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for talking. Thank you for being so open
I
and
love you,
sharing your
Nick.
experience.
Thank
I
you for
love
being
you.
you.
And oh, she's so great job. Beaufield Bear, everyone. Round of applause. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get sound effects someday. They ain't
That's
ready.
my mama. That's my mom.
That's all, folks. Wasn't that great? This is typically where I would pull up pictures of who's going to be here next week, but I ain't trying to test the fates, and we got a good video quality right now. So, next week, Sherry Flanders. She is a Chicago actor, improviser, theater critic. I think that she has a lot of great opinions on the political world that we're in right now, and she also has a lot of great opinions about what it means to be a critic in this specific moment. So, I'm excited to talk to her. Thank you for being here today. Thank you to both of Barry for being my guest. If you like what you see, go to YouTube, like it, subscribe it. If you like it on Facebook, that's great too. Share it, tell your friends. And yeah, if you want to appear or help me write a theme song, that's all great too. But for now, I'm going to say farewell. Ta ta. Ta ta. I'll see you next week. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're out.
I need to make you a theme song. I wrote a jingle here